Alright, so I got a guitar kit. You know, like the rest of them, they're made in China. I've just done a little bit of work, which probably shouldn't have been necessary, but yeah. These guys need to check their QC, crack the whip on those guys. This thing came without these corners being rounded off. So when I initially put the neck into the pocket, there was a 1/4 inch space between the end of the neck and the pocket here. They didn't bother to round off these two corners, so I did that. Before I rounded them off, I had the neck in. Hello. Well, it won't focus. Isn't that special? So, yeah, I put the neck in as tight as I could get it, and everything was off. Yeah, I'm still wondering, well, I'm going to have to do some work on this. When I did the scale length, 25.5 inches, with the neck like it was, would have been about right here, and that threw everything else off, the bridge, everything. You see how, you know, also the neck, even after I rounded off the corners under there, the neck is cocked. It was cocked so that, let's see, yeah, I got rid of most of the lines. It was going off the center line by about 3.5, 4 degrees. So everything would have been in the wrong place. You know, if I had left that like it was. Yeah, I was kind of happy when I ordered this. I couldn't get a swamp ash body with a rosewood fretboard. It just, you know, they didn't show it as an option. But I've heard of lots of people getting rosewood fretboards when they thought they were getting maple. I'm kind of glad though. I like the rosewood, but I just couldn't find one with a swamp ash body that came with a rosewood fretboard. So I lucked out here. They sent me a rosewood fretboard instead. So yeah, I've you know, spent this day getting this all squared away and trying to adjust the pocket so that the neck itself, when you put it in, you can actually make it go almost straight down the center line. Yeah, I do a little more work, a little sanding, and then I'll be putting a shim right in here, and that should tighten up the pocket nicely. I just need to get a little more off of this edge here, and I can, yeah, you can see how loose that is now. But I need to go this way by another 1/2 degree. I'll get that figured out, but you see what I had to do already. They drilled the holes with the neck sitting back a 1/4 inch in the pocket, so those holes were useless. I filled them up with, I think they were birch dowels. I had to drill them a little bigger to fit the birch dowels, put glue in, pounded them in, sawed them off flush. Now I'm almost ready to find the new holes, and once I got that done, I should be able to line up the bridge. Those holes, it looks like they were drilled properly. You can see down here, after a little work, that's where the line was. After a little more, I got it to here, which is really close to centered on these holes. So I think they at least drilled these holes in the right place, because that should be about the new 25.5-inch scale length right there. And that falls right here. So I just have to place this in the proper place, get that lined up about right there, and get it lined up with the neck, or the neck lined up with it, or both. But phew, it's a good thing I watched a crap load of YouTube videos, because I didn't panic. And I've done quite a bit of woodworking over my 59 years. At 20, if I had gotten this kit, I would have given up. I just would have given up. But yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's just, yeah, really bad workmanship, bad quality control. Oh yeah, I didn't show you this. Really good job here. Damn thing doesn't fit like it should. I don't know if I can fix that, because one end or the other is going to be sticking out. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Pick guard is a freaking mess, of course, but we'll look into that after I get the rest of this taken care of. When I get the bridge set, then we can start doing other stuff. Other than that, gee, I love that swamp ash. It's only a 2-piece body too. It doesn't have flame or anything, but I like that figuring. We'll see how we do staining it up. You know, there's a little glue crap. I don't know what they did there, but oddly enough, their strap button hole is right on the center line. So I don't know how the hell they got the neck so far. Let's see, it was way too far this way. They didn't bother to finish the ends of the neck right in there, and just stuck it in there, marked everything. Except you must have had templates, at least for these. This looks off. This looks a little shifted that way. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I've always wanted to do this. We'll see what happens. You can see what I have planned for the headstock. That is a hybrid between the smallest Strat headstock I could find and a regular Tele headstock. This part is Tele, goes to Strat, a little more Tele there and Tele there. So we'll see how it looks when it's done. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is my guitar again. Well, that's not my guitar. What happened? Anyway, I had to figure out how to re-drill the holes in the neck. So you see how far back into the pocket they had originally set the neck. Yeah, everything's just moved and twisted just a bit, but these holes should be good. Except this is a radius neck and it wants to wobble back and forth if you're trying to hold it down and drill it. You see that? You can't get a good hole that way. So I just did this little thing. Built up tape, you know, nothing in the middle and getting thicker all the way out to the edges. And it holds that baby down nice and flat. Oops, sorry. So, yeah, we should be able to get some good holes. I'll be back. Luckily, I have that thing. I'm really glad. It's not mine. It's the sweet ladies I work for. Press over there if I need it. Wow. So I'm about to drill the holes in the neck. So there she is, drilled out. Just put a little tape on there to control it better, but man, those should be pretty good. We'll see. Yay, I got a guitar in one piece. It looks like it's gonna be good. Not bad, not bad. Doesn't look really off. I don't know how I'm gonna fix the screw hole at the bottom. I don't know, we'll see. So I have a new center line based on the center line of the neck. And we're just a touch off from that hole, but no, it looks like it's actually on with the holes they made, so I'm gonna go with that, see what happens. Yeah, next step is finding out where the bridge goes. See you after a while. Yay, so I got the bridge in place. I had to fill the holes they had up here and re-drill, but it looks like we're gonna be pretty close. So hopefully no troubles from here. Lots more to do. I think I'll work on the headstock a little bit. So I've done a little bit more. Yeah, I glued that in. We'll see how that does. It just needed something for the screw to grab. We'll see. But I did carve my headstock all by hand. Well, Dremel, sandpaper, and etc. I always liked that shape. It's a baby Stratocaster headstock with a little bit of Telecaster thrown in. So it's original, I guess you'd say. Anyway, I'm gonna let it rest. We'll see what we do next. See ya. Well, this is how far I got today. It's in pretty good shape, the headstock. It needs work, but yeah, it's getting there. I'm really tempted to start carving away parts of the body to give you a little more comfort playing and to take a little weight off. Swamp ash isn't light, but well, you can see where I plan on just shaving away some of the guitar so that your arm fits down nice along here, and then on the back I plan on cutting away room for your beer belly, I guess, and that ought to lighten it up considerably, but it's not a terribly heavy guitar, and I don't want it so light that when you're playing it, the head dives. That won't be a problem with this thing. So that's where I'm at. I can't start carving all this stuff. You're going to be a little relief there and a little bit there for your fingers to get way up in there. But yeah, I still want to make the strings go through the body. I'm not sure which one of these sets of holes they mean for you to use, but yeah, I'll figure that out as I go. But if I were to carve all that stuff away, it would make it a lot more difficult to take this thing over to the drill press and make straight holes. You need straight holes if you're going through the body with your strings. So I'm going to resist the urge to start carving and wait till I get to the point where I can do it and not have to worry. So that's where we're at. I'm going to quit for the day. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I don't mind. It's fun. Thanks. I'll see you guys. Okay, welcome back. I haven't done much since this weekend. I did a little bit past couple of evenings, but not a lot. I got the bridge and the neck on, and I put strings on to verify that the bridge is in the right place, and we're good there. So I went ahead and drilled the holes that strings go through all the way to the back, and I did okay, not great, but they're gonna sit in there flush with the back, and yeah, it'll be okay. And that's about all I've gotten done, except a little carving here, a little carving there. I can get going now with the rest of the carving, I think. Yeah, I think I can do that. So that's what's next. Yeah, hasn't changed much. I'll catch you up when I do more. See ya. I forgot to show you that. They had put that hole in the wrong place, and I don't have a router, so I used a Forstner bit to clean that out big enough to fit the pickup in, but small enough to still be under the bridge, so we're good there. And that's about it. Thanks. Okay, time for another update. So, I think the last time I just finished drilling these holes, the little ones going across there, and that let me start carving the body. So I had done a little bit here, a little bit there, but I've done more. But what you're trying to do is make it more comfortable to play, to stand up and play for 3 hours at a time. So these are my idea of what would make it more comfortable. I forget what you call these. Well, they're cutouts, whatever. And I did it in the front a little bit. And it's not easy. No carving at all going around there, but it starts here. I had no idea this swamp ash had this really cool figuring. I just got lucky in the way the grain runs. right here, it just starts getting cool and wavy. And a nice knot there. So you really didn't see it until you started carving it away. And I liked that. I really liked that. So, it's not easy carving a guitar unless you got, really nice stuff. What I've used is this stuff. Yeah. And so it didn't take another 3 months. Have my handy little grinder with a flapper sander. That's not ideal. They make another wheel that carves wood, but it was enough for this. So, didn't show you this part. Well, not much. So this is for the beer belly. The figuring, if I could carve into this spot, there would be great figuring, but that's enough like it is. That's just so it fits you. So this is what it looks like. Oh, ow. Like nothing going on there. So I may carve a little more. I don't know. It's hard work. But after I get it carved the way I want it, I have to start sanding the thing. Sanding it down so you don't see the tiny little scratches. You can kind of see those, but yeah, there's scratches that won't come out unless you sand and sand and sand and sand. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. But I got this sanding block. Got a bunch of sandpaper. Well, yep, there's some more sandpaper. Little block here. This is curly maple. Whoops, sorry. Curly maple. I used that for sanding, of course. And a couple other nice blocks. That's bird's eye. I don't know what I would do with it, but you can all see the bird's eye there. Yeah, there it is. That's beautiful stuff. But, it's 6 inches long, an inch around. If I had a lathe, I would carve it into a pen or something, but oops. Listen how hard that is. That's good stuff. And a little purple heart. Except the heart's not purple. Everything else is, I think. Well, maybe that's the heart, maybe that's outside. I don't know. Look at that wood, though. I'll make a guitar out of that someday. Well, not this piece, of course, but out of this stuff. Look at that. It's amazing. The sad part is, with age, it just turns brown. So, yeah. If you encapsulate it in nitrocellulose or something, maybe it'll stay purple, but you never know. Anyway, yeah, the other thing I did was fill up all the pickguard holes. Yeah, you can see right next to it. That one was pretty close. That one was not close. Yeah. This is, the bridge, pickguard. Look at that. So, yeah, I've already drilled the new holes, but those are the filled holes. Thankfully, they'll be covered by the pickguard. So, everything is in place, and it's looking, sorry, that's sweat. It's really hot here. Oh yeah, this is what I use to fill the holes. A tiny little dowel. You stick it in there with glue and you chop it off at the top, and then you sand and you sand and you sand. But no, it's really, so far, there are no, what's the word? There are no, nothing's killing the project yet. I've made the adjustments needed to be made. I took it across the way to the guitar guys, and he said, yeah, that looks good. That should be good. You know, the neck was a mess. Anyway, I got it all set up now, but this is the hard part. I have about 6 more levels of sanding to do, because everywhere that there's a little scratch, that will look really ugly. You can't see them, but there are scratches everywhere, and they have to go away. There's a big one. See? So don't be expecting me to finish it in the next couple of weeks, because it's just not going to happen. But it's going good. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see ya. Okay, so it's 2 hours later than the last video. I still haven't started sanding. But man, I've done a lot of carbon. I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference, but okay, here we go. So it gets little all the way around here, and then comes back, and on the bottom it got a lot deeper. And man, that's just all hard work. So this guitar better be worth it. I'm serious. Anyway, man, loved that. I got really lucky with that wood. Look at that. It's gonna look all wavy and beautiful. Okay, so like 2 hours later, I got a long weekend ahead of me. Have fun. See you later. Okay, here we are again. So I'm finished. I think I'm finished shaping the body. Did a little bit on this edge as well. Hard to tell. I didn't want to go crazy. This side, I got it down pretty low. There you go. So you can see on the back that figuring and how it comes around to the front. Yeah, I finally started sanding it. I'll be sanding and sanding and sanding. But yeah, that's it. Have the neck, geez, it's already sanded pretty nice. That's gonna look great. And that's all I'm gonna be doing until I finish sanding. So I'll update you. I'll update you when I get past this. Have fun. Okay, update on the guitar. I've been sanding and sanding and sanding and sanding, and it's really close. The neck had, didn't have a lot to be done on it. It was sanded real well. I just sanded it some more and then threw on my red dye. That's not how it's going to end up, but that's the first step. So a little more sanding on that and just the tough spots, and then I'll start dyeing that too. Well, we'll take it up again Tuesday. Yeah, I'll just let it be a surprise what's going to happen to the neck. Pretty much the same will happen to the body. We'll see. Get it all taped off. Hopefully no stain got in. We'll see. Yeah, I like red. I just don't want a red guitar. So this is accent color is what it is. When it's nice and dry, I'll sand it, take a lot of it off. Hopefully leave some red in the figuring, and then bring in some other colors. So yeah, that's about it. It'll be another week at least till it's all dyed like it should be, and hopefully everything goes well. So that's it. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye. Okay, done some work, got it all sanded, and then I started staining, and I've spent a week at least so far. That's what I got. I just took these 3 colors and got this. I like the purple around the edge. And there's a lot to do, but here, let's see. Need a little more blue on the back, I think. But yeah, I'm kind of okay with that, I think. We'll just let that be. Maybe a little more blue on the back, but yeah, the neck is pretty wild. All that kind of dark purplish stuff, that was that original red I covered the neck with. I sanded it all down so you couldn't even see it anymore, but start putting other dye on top and it shows up. I need quite a bit more blue on here, but yeah, once I'm done, I think it'll be okay. I have something else in mind for the headstock, so we'll see what happens. Weird figuring in that maple. All that cloudy stuff is the figuring. It just needs more blue on the edge. So we'll get that done next. And then it's, well, all the rest of the finishing. So that's where we're at. And update you as soon as I get something else done. Thanks. Okay. Another guitar update. It's been a while. I finished up staining and started putting clear lacquer over everything. I think the neck, I'm okay with that. It needs a couple more coats, but I'm using a satin on the neck so it doesn't feel sticky. We'll see. So you can kind of see it. Ran into an issue that I should have noticed a long time ago. Hard to tell, but that 5th hole from the left is in the wrong place, and the last one is slightly off too. It's a little late to fill the hole and re-drill it in the right spot. So that tuning key will always look like it's a little bit out of line. That's a shame too. Yeah, I should have noticed that. I didn't notice it until I started putting a couple of videos together and looking at them, and then it was obvious. I had spent hours on that neck and never saw it. That's big fun. Anyway, yeah, everything else is okay. I like everything else about it, so that'll be my little fingerprint on the guitar. And there's probably bound to be a few more. So we get to the body. That looks pretty good, huh? That's a few coats of gloss lacquer. Unfortunately, something went terribly wrong. Hard to see in here on most spots, but then you really start to see it. I got some weird orange brown that came out of nowhere. Well, and so I was about to give up and paint the guitar purple. And you can see where the orange, it gets all over the place. Yeah, I did something horribly wrong somewhere in there. There's orange. And this is the one I just can't live with. But I can't just paint it purple. That just doesn't do it for me. So, I'm gonna sand it all off and start over again. It's just work, but yeah, I just can't leave that like it is. So, yeah, I'll get a second chance at the whole thing. And I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing now. So, yeah, if you're still saying, the orange isn't too bad, let's go take a look. Yeah, it just doesn't belong there. Look at it, got all over. Hard to see, but yeah, it's all over. So off it comes. Start again, but it'll be extra smooth this time. Double sanding. So that's where we're at. I can do about 2 hours of work a day. So it's gonna take a while. I'll just leave it there. I'll show you what happens. Thanks for watching. Hello again, guitar update. Well, you can see what I did. Sanded it all the way down. There's a little bit of color left in the grain, but yeah, using the same colors on top, so it should be fine. And I went ahead and did the back. It's pretty much the same, a little bit different, but yeah, I think it'll look good underneath some lacquer. So that's what I plan on doing to the front shortly, but not this week. So I don't know if you've seen the neck without tape all over it, but so that's the front. Glossy there. it's glossy there, but here it's still semi-gloss. And yeah, I'm just gonna leave that like it is. I think that's okay to go. Yeah, I might do, I don't know, a little touching up. Needs a little touch up. Where I went from gloss. It's hard to see. Yeah, you can kind of see the line there. Gloss into satin. Just a little touch up there and that'll disappear. But yeah, I'm about done with the neck, so that's where we're at. I'll be staining the front early next week. See how that goes. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, welcome back. So, finally got all the color on. I think that'd probably be pretty good. We'll see. Yeah, swamp ash isn't supposed to have figuring really, but this one's got figuring. You can see it here, kind of going that way, and then on the other side, let's see. It doesn't really show up on this side. It would be, well, yeah, there it is. Weird figuring. You can do a little touch up there. But yeah, it's basically just about ready to put on the top coat clear. This is pretty much finished. You did a little work down at the bottom there, maybe another coat just at the very bottom. Yeah, we'll see. That's about it. As soon as I get the clear coat on, put it together and see if it plays. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. Well, all the stain is on and I got a few coats of clear. And wow, I'm really excited. I got the same thing as last time. Yeah, you'll get to see it. Looky there. Yeah, only on the edges. So now I know what the problem is. I had to be a stubborn ass and try to make purple out of red and blue. And I got some pretty cool purples in there in certain spots, but anywhere there was more red than blue, you get that a brown. You get that ugly brown. I should have just used purple dye to start with. Yellow, blue, and purple. That would have made all this real easy. But I had to make my own purple. So it's going to come off again. Just can't have that. Just can't have that. You didn't see the full glory of it, but you got an idea from the last job, the last time I did it. So it's going to be triple smooth. Everything was beautiful till I put on the lacquer. And then that red just it overpowers the blue. If you got too much red, even though you put blue on top, the red overpowers it. If I'd used crimson instead of red, we'd probably be okay the first time. You see some of that awesome purple, but then it turns red, orange red. So, yeah, I'm about to start sanding again. And this time, I'm just going to get purple dye. Yellow, blue, and purple. We'll see if that works. So, thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated. Bye. Welcome back. Well, third time's not exactly the charm, but I'm tired of sanding and staining and painting. That's not the purple I was hoping for, but yeah, it's gonna stay. 5 or 6 coats of lacquer. You can see all the grain. That's okay with me. So I did a little more work shielding the cavities. That's the front. I don't see any of the purple really on the front. And when I did the back first, yeah, it was just too purple, so I kind of went right along the edge, and that's about it. So, that's done. The neck, it's pretty much done. Here, let me find it. There it is. It's called a fret rocker. When I first got the neck, well, I used a credit card to check it, but put it across 3 frets, and if it doesn't rock back and forth like that, you know your frets are flat. Well, I did that test when I first got the neck, and there were 1 or 2 frets that were high. So I marked them and, did everything else to the neck. And did all the finishing. Then finally I was ready to start looking at the frets. Took the rocker again, rocked. I found fret sprout all over the neck. A lot of people, when they say neck sprout, they're talking about the neck drying more and then the ends of the frets popping out to the edges. But this fret sprout, they were popping out. So, I wasn't planning on doing a level all the frets. Because when the neck first got here, it looked like I wouldn't have to do that, but I did. Pounded in all the frets again. Pounded them and pounded them. Then to get rid of all the little pound marks, I took took my level, put sandpaper along the edge, and then you just go back and forth until, well, Sharpie you would take and draw a black line on top of the fret. So as you're sanding, you can see which ones have been sanded and which ones haven't. And a few showed up that wouldn't stay down. I pounded those, one up here, one around here. Pounded them back in and then sanded them down until they here till they didn't rock anymore. So that's where I'm at with the neck. I recrowned. You gotta file the edges until you only have a tiny little strip that's above everything else, so you have a little strip where the string is going to touch. That's what you got to do. So had to file the edges of each one until I got the tiny little strip on top. Then I sanded the frets, got rid of the marks, all kinds of marks all over the frets. And then once I sanded it to 1200, I took some buffing compound on, a little Dremel wheel and buffed them out real good. So unless the frets pop up some more, that should be pretty decent neck. So that's, you're ready to put it together, except, I gotta do the, soldering all the electrical stuff. I don't want to put the neck on until that's done. So you can see the copper shielding that keeps the hum down when you got like fluorescent lights. With these kind of pickups, single coil, they're not hum canceling. So this will help a lot with, it's called 60 cycle hum. You just get your guitar, you got other electronics, electrical stuff in the room, magnetic fields. Without the shielding, those pickups would start humming like, it's ridiculous. So that's why I had to do that. That's about it. It's, everything's done except everything else. So I'm going to start everything else in the morning. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see ya. Welcome back again, finally. I got the guitar finished. Yeah, except for a few little things. And so I figured I'd have to show you. Here we go. Sorry, I don't have a case that fits this. So, I used my acoustic guitar case and my sweet leopard print blanket. Oh, it's so nice. Anyway, so yeah, there it is put together. We'll try to get a better look. Let's see. So there's the headstock with the one machine thing out of place. Yeah, that's very nice, isn't it? I like that though. Put the special string trees on to keep, well, here, let me try to show you. They need an angle coming down from the nut there. Did I get them under there? Yeah, I did. Okay, so yeah, that's enough angle. If they're higher up, I gotta put you down here for a second. If these strings here, yeah, the higher strings, if they go straight from here to the tuning knobby things, it'll be almost a straight shot, and it just doesn't work well that way. That's why with Fenders you always see something here that holds these upper strings down. So that's why I put those on there. I've been doing work on how the strings sit. I got it so, yeah, they sit pretty low. I think that'll be good. But I have to do a final setup. Yeah, today was the last day to work on it. I had to get this nut right here. That's where the strings basically end as far as your musical potential. Right here is where it ends. These were way too high, and when you press on the strings, you go out of tune because you're pressing them so far down. I was working on that today, and I got those things down pretty dang close. So that should be good. The final setup will be making sure the neck is in the shape it should be, and then making sure all of these things, the saddles, are at the right height so your strings aren't like way above the frets. And it looks like now that I fixed the nut, we can bring these down and make it play really good. So that's oh yeah, I had to take this nut out and sand the bottom so that it would get shorter and shorter. When I knocked it out of there, I knocked a whole piece of wood behind it. It just broke out. So when I finished doing the nut, I glued that in, and then I glued the little piece behind it, and it, you know, it's not terrible. And while I was doing this last string, that was the last one, I was loosening it, and it just snapped. So I kept going the best I could. I think I got that one where it's supposed to be, but we'll see. And other than fixing these so they're the right height up and down, I just have to go one more time. And so from here to here, that is your scale length. That is the length of the wave that you're making. I mean, that's not exactly right. If these are a little bit too far forward or a little bit too far back, then the space, the halfway point between here and here, is not at the 12th fret where it should be. So if those aren't set right forward and back, this basically, the tuning goes back and forth here, and when you start coming up here and playing high notes, you're playing out of tune. That's called intonation, and that's the last thing I'm gonna do after I recheck the neck and make sure it's not too bowed this way or this way, and that'll be it. It'll be done. And I think it'll play really nice. Besides breaking the string, when I put it together, I found this other small little gigantic flaw. I sanded away too much of, let me try to hold everything. There we go. Right, yeah, right here. I sanded away too much of the wood, so that the back piece of the neck plate, sticks out. So the other work I'm going to have to do is to get rid of that neck plate and just go to special threaded inserts, so you don't need a plate at all. And that should fix that nasty little ugly thing going on right there. Yeah, you can see it happening. Yeah, that's just not good. But other than that, it came out okay. So, if you guys ever want a guitar, just buy the kit and send it here, and I'll take care of you. And we're leaving in about, I don't know, 7 hours to go to North Carolina, and I'll see my baby sissy there. See y'all later. Okay, so this is really the last video for my guitar. It's done. I did the final setup and everything looks really good. Yeah, it's just too hard to see, but no, it plays really well. It's just a really nice guitar, but seeing as this is the last video, I'll have to give you my review. Sorry, I'm backing up a little bit. If you haven't done any woodworking or fabricating or any of that stuff before, a kit guitar is going to be it's going to be difficult. But yeah, after watching a boatload of YouTube videos, I was kind of prepared for what was going to happen. Everything was slightly off, so you had to check everything from the beginning to the end and make sure that it came out like, you know, a playable instrument. And yeah, it really worked out. There was a lot of stuff I had to do, but yeah, that's done. And it'll always be number one. So anyway, yeah, see, it came out looking really good. Sorry about the light. You go down here. Oh yeah, that's nice. So that's done, and I'll never be able to get rid of it, I'm thinking. So I'm gonna put that away and play it a lot, and then move on to the next thing. So that's my oldest electric guitar, and it's a beautiful, beautiful guitar. Pretty soon I'm gonna readjust everything so it plays like butter, like that one does. That plays really good. Got no complaints at all. But then, so Christy, she helped me
go out and find another guitar. And I was planning on completely redoing the guitar. But here, let me show you. Such a beautiful little guitar. And I had heard good things about them. It's a Fender Squier Stratocaster. A standard Stratocaster. And that particular model is what I've heard good things about. It was made in Indonesia. And this, according to an interweb serial number decoder, this was made way back in 2000. But those Indonesian guitar dudes, man, they know how to make a guitar. And there are legendary stories about these guitars because, man, they just really did everything right. The guy I got it from was an older guy like me, and he loves guitars. He just needed money. And he set this thing up so it plays like it's amazing. It's really good. He set it up with action so low that I probably can't leave it that way, but yeah, it just needs a little tweaking, and it's a beautiful guitar. Now I have a dilemma. Such a beautiful guitar. I was gonna strip all the paint off and hope that the wood was good and pretty, and then stain it. But I just can't do it, I don't think. And that neck, I checked it, it's just in beautiful condition. I have to leave it like it is. So I guess the next videos will be me, I don't know. Maybe upgrading one thing or another, but yeah, I'm gonna have to find another project guitar. Sorry, Ma. Yeah. I just have to keep this one. Sorry. I'll go out looking and get another one. I'll see you later.